Hi, welcome to Planet Hex. I'm Andrew Hawnt. Thank you ever so much for joining me. I do really appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, I am a comic book writer, author, filmmaker, accidental filmmaker, but I'm sure we'll get to that at some point. And dad, husband, comic geek, former comic book store type person, and I just don't like being bored. So, in a recent episode, I announced I was going to do 12 new projects this year, part of my Compendium 2022 projects, and there's going to be new fiction, a new movie, at least one new short film as well, and a bunch of other things. I'm going to have 12 new releases, one each month throughout 2022. So, of course, I clearly don't have enough to do, so I've decided that something that has bugged me for a while is that I don't watch enough movies. I don't watch enough films I haven't seen before. It's either the occasional thing here or there, things that are kid-friendly because I have two sons, or it's stuff that just I can watch as background noise, or just have on as background noise when I'm doing other things. So I thought I need to remedy that. So I've decided to watch 100 movies in 100 days. But I thought this could be fun. It could also drive me insane. We shall find out. So I'm going to do a series of little episodes of Planet Hex like this one, where I talk about the movies I've been watching. I'm going to do 10 movies per episode, per update. Yeah, I'm going to do a series of updates regarding the 100 movies in 100 days project. So this, I'm going to start it on, I'm going to say I started on the 1st of January, otherwise I'll just lose track of things. So I actually started it on the 4th, so I'm actually a little bit behind already, but I can catch up, I'm sure of that. So this is the first 10 movies I've watched in 100 movies in 100 days challenge. Let's check these out. So the first one I watched was The Protégé on Amazon Prime with Samuel L. Jackson, Michael Keaton and Maggie Q, and it was really good. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it greatly. It was very predictable, however it was very stylish, it was very well made, very well shot, nicely put together, which was fine. It was watchable, it was really entertaining, and there's some great performances. It was nice to see Michael Keaton get to do like an action role. It's not always that often you see older actors getting to do something that's that physical. So that was cool. And Maggie Q is always fantastic in everything I've seen her in. She's just such a great presence on screen. Samuel L. Jackson was playing Samuel L. Jackson, you know, he's sort of a Sam Jackson character. But that's fine, you know, he does it well. That's what he does, and he does it well. So The Protégé, that was fine. Followed this with Mercy Black, an indie horror movie, in which an imaginary childhood friend is revealed to be something far darker. And that was fun. It was a low budget thing. It was an independent sort of production. It was not a big budget thing at all. It had really cool artwork to it, but it had a really good atmosphere. There's some different character dynamics going on, as there's a focus on one of the characters having mental health issues, but it's not like exploitative. I don't mean that to say that it's exploitative. It's just that's what the character has been going through, and that was interesting. It was a bit of a Babadook sort of thing going on. It was fine. It was nice and atmospheric, and I like atmosphere. I followed that with Transference, Dark Mutants, which was it was originally called Transference Escape the Dark, I believe, but it had kind of the poster for it, the cover art for it was redone to more emulate, I don't know, Dark Phoenix and New Mutants. Why would you want to emulate the two most hated X-Men movies this side of The Last Stand? But hey, it was billed as sort of a dark superhero movie, and it was more kind of, it was a little bit superhero-y, it was a little bit Carrie-esque, and I liked it. It was better than the poster would have you believe. It looked like some straight-to-DVD schlock, and while it was that to a certain extent, it was also very well shot. Considering the budget limitations, the effects were handled nicely. It was nice and dramatic, well performed, and there's some nice, interesting psychological stuff going on at the end of it. I do recommend that. Yeah, Transference Dark Mutants. Try to ignore what the cover looks like on Amazon Prime because it looks bloody awful. Red Notice was next. I watched that on Netflix, and God, I didn't get on with this at all. Dwayne Johnson is playing every Dwayne Johnson character. Ryan Reynolds is on autopilot as every Ryan Reynolds character. Gal Gadot is in there as pretty much everything she's done so far on screen. It seems to be just been completely on autopilot. It also seems to be written by someone's arse. I was very angry when after I watched this, because it just seemed quite cookie cutter. It seemed like there was a checklist of stuff to include in a modern action stroke comedy movie, and it didn't latch on to me, I'm afraid, which is a shame, because I do like all of those performers, especially Dwayne Johnson. I'm a big fan of Dwayne Johnson. I think he's awesome in all that he does, but it just felt a bit samey. I followed this up with Bloodthirsty, which is a low-budget, independent werewolf movie, although you really wouldn't know it was a werewolf movie until right at the end. But that's fine. It reminded me a little bit of things like Raw, rather than things like The Howling or anything like that. There's not like a load of lycanthropy in it or anything. This is mainly build up and build up and build up. I know there have been reviews of Bloodthirsty that complained that it was too slow, but I liked it. I enjoyed the slow burn of it. It made it a lot more interesting. So by the time that stuff does kick off, you are more bothered about the characters, and that's really important in a film like that. I followed this with the live-action adaptation of Full Metal Alchemist over on Netflix. So Full Metal Alchemist is an anime series. It's quite a well-loved anime series, and seeing that brought to life really quite surprisingly well was fun. It was fun. It has its limitations. By God, don't watch it with the English dub, because that's awful. It's terrible. It's like being constantly offended for hours, constantly having offense poked into your eyes. So don't watch the dub version. Always watch the subtitle version. Get over subtitles. It was really good. The effects were good. The performances were good. Some of the costumes were a bit shonky, and the pacing is all over the place, because there's enormous action set pieces and then long periods of not a great deal happening. But it was a really good attempt to bring in an anime to life, and I was really impressed with that. And followed that with an anime movie, Violet Evergarden, the movie, which is one of the most beautiful, lyrical, calm, serene anime films I've seen in a long, long time. It's slow, and it's pleasant, and it's elegant. There's a very elegant feeling running throughout the whole of the Violet Evergarden movie, and I do recommend that if you like anime that's not all bang and enormous bang, it's not full of enormous explosions, big bangs, and robots and stuff. Violet Evergarden, the movie, is something different, and yeah, you watch it about 20 minutes, 30 minutes into it, you're just thinking, this is special. This is really special, and I'm glad I watched it. So that was good. Don't Look Up, which has been getting a heck of a lot of press lately and a lot of attention lately due to the subject matter and the performances. So it's Jennifer Lawrence, and we've got Leonardo DiCaprio in the other main lead there. It's good. It's good. I see why it's getting a lot of love. It's getting a lot of attention. The subject matter where you're trying to find the balance between the life that we project through social media and what's actually real, and it deals with a lot of the reluctance to accept facts that has been in the media of late. It's interesting. It's funny. It's well thought out. It's a bit long. I am having issues with movies that are over 90 minutes at the moment. Anything over 90 minutes and it starts to drag on me a little bit, I must admit. So I'm a child of the video rental era, and 90 minutes was the golden spot. Mobile Gundam Suit Hathaway, one of the many Gundam spin-off anime movies, which was, again, very well made, very beautiful to look at, but so slow, so agonizingly slow. But unlike Violet Evergarden, it didn't have the feeling of elegance and serenity of that film. It just was a bit dull, and that's my opinion. I know a lot of people don't share it. I know Hathaway has been quite a well-received anime movie, but oh god, it wasn't for me, I'm afraid. And finally, from this lot, I've watched Nightbooks, I think it's Netflix original, which was fun. It was darker than I expected it to be. It is put across as a family-friendly, like, scary movie, akin to Goosebumps and the sort of R.L. Stein sort of feel, but it's more Guillermo del Toro than R.L. Stine in feel. Although it is very, very well made. The young cast are excellent. It's dark, it's weird, it's funny, it's entertaining. There's some touches of Sam Raimi in the direction, and I really enjoyed that about it. So that's the first 10 in my challenge of watching 100 movies I haven't seen before. That's the rule. In 100 days. So yeah, the rule, I've got to watch 100 movies that I have not seen before. I can use any platform to do that. So we've got Netflix, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, YouTube, normal TV, Freeview, Pluto, stuff I've downloaded that's on my phone, all kinds of things like that, VHS, DVD. As long as I've not seen them before, then they count towards that 100 movie mark. And I hope you'll come with me for the journey and see how much I lose my already tenuous grip on reality. So yes, that's been the first update in the 100 movies in 100 days challenge. I'm Andrew Hawnt, I'm going to go and watch some films. Thanks for watching Planet Hex. Please subscribe! Please.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and validate my existence.